All right, you grasshoppers. We should have this guy back on more often. He's probably on, I'm going to guess, like 3 months ago. Talik Bortz, a new friend here. Where do you live, Talik?
I live in Albany, Albany County.
Yes, yeah, but a huge Ranger fan, and a great guy. You had a fantastic charity going on last time. Can you tell us about that? Is that still happening?
Oh, absolutely. We're actually keeping pretty busy. So we've established a few connections in regards to being distributors of secondhand sports equipment for underserved commuters and underprivileged families. Actually, we've even most recently partnered up with a foundation. The name is the Hockey Foundation. What they do is they take in secondhand sports equipment from rinks, and they ship them overseas, and they start hockey programs in countries like Ukraine. I mean, these guys set a record for the highest altitude playing hockey. They had Slava Fetisov on there, a bunch of ex-NHLers. Yeah, they've set the Guinness Book of Record up in the mountains, in the Himalayas, in the Himalayan mountain. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. So what they do is they ship internationally, but with all these COVID restrictions going on right now, there's no shipments going out. So what they've done is they partnered up with us to handle their northeastern and the 5 boroughs of New York distribution of secondhand sports equipment. They gave us a call. 2 guys introduced us by the name of Steven Rosner and Brendan Ozoff with the Backcheck podcast, and they put us in touch on Christmas Day. They said, rent a truck, come on down to Hudson, New York, which is probably about 15 minutes from us. Right. We drove down. They donated 10 pallets of sports equipment for children. Absolutely. Yeah.
They get all this stuff from the rinks?
Absolutely. Donated straight from the rinks. Well, let me say it in a nice way. Rinks that are privileged enough to hand out these donations. So what we've done is we drew up a business plan of taking in the equipment of the families and rinks that are able to donate, and we are going to donate to the families and the communities that aren't fortunate enough to afford that equipment for their children. Only because, I mean, kids grow out of this stuff so quickly, especially in a time like this. You know, families aren't working, if so be it, but or they just can't afford the equipment. So what we do is we find those families based on household income, household size, and as well as to children programs like the Boys and Girls Club, which we are in the process of partnering up as well with here in the capital region. So that's going to be a fantastic partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. Yeah, find families.
You ever heard of ice hockey in Harlem?
I'm sorry?
Have you ever heard of ice hockey in Harlem?
I have. So we're doing what the partnership that we're about to formalize is in the Bronx. The Harlem one, yes, we've been trying to reach out to them. I haven't had luck yet. So I mean, hey, if you know anyone there,
I do. I'm kind of a spokesperson now. They had a charity golf tournament race like 2 summers ago, and I did the auction for them. So I can put you in touch with the guy that started it. Interesting enough, when I was with the Kings, so God, it was like 1988 or something like that, or 89. We were back here playing against the Rangers, and they had their first event in Central Park. They had a little skate. So the Kings, which I was on, we went and practiced day after a game, and unfortunately we'd been out the night before, had a few cocktails in Manhattan. It was a little cold that day too, so it was a day to remember. But yeah, so we'll put you in touch with those guys. Who knows how that could work out for you. So
that would be fantastic. I mean, like I said, we have 10 pallets of equipment, and one of the partners we're about to take on. Have you heard of the Mark Messier's Kingsbridge ice facility that's about to open up in 2022?
Oh, is he going to get that going? He's been at that a long time, right? I thought that was dead now.
I mean, it's taken time to formalize and to build it up. But yeah, the grand opening is in 2022. So we've been speaking to them. So half of what we took in for the children's programs there, we're going to donate to them, to the Mark Messier Kingsbridge Ice Facility. The grand opening, like I said, is 2022. But we are in the process of getting it delivered there and establishing a place where we can keep it. And as well as contact the families that will. I mean, it's a beautiful facility. I mean, you should see the plans and the pictures of the projected.
I actually have. I was there probably 2 years ago. They gave me a tour of the existing building, and I was trying to find them some money too. So again, I just thought it had died. I didn't know it was still going. That's going to be quite a place, yeah.
It is. It is. It's a 2-floor facility. It's going to be a couple of rinks there. So what we're doing now, we're raising secondhand sports equipment for the children's programs that are going to be facilitating there, and as well as monetary funds to support those programs for registration and course fees as well. A wonderful individual by the name of Kevin Parker is running that, and obviously we've been in conference with Mark Messier, so we're trying to put that program together for those children as well.
That's fantastic. Again, what's the name? What's the name of your foundation? Oh, that's right.
Old True Knight, ALTRUNITE. Yeah, my friends and family members always make fun of me for enunciating that, especially because you can't see the U for the Ranger sign. Yeah, so Ultranite.
And you got a website people can go to and everything?
Oh, absolutely. ALTRUNITE.com.
Perfect. So people, if they want to make a donation or help in some other way, if they've got used equipment they want to donate to you, they can contact you there?
Absolutely. So the other half of the equipment is actually going to go to the programs that Adam Graves supports. So our goal right now on the website, which we're running close to, is 9K. So as you know, Adam Graves, he does the Smile Zone Foundation. He restores and builds hospital rooms and a medical center for children. Mm-hmm. So we're trying to restore some of those hospitals. So the goal right now on that website, ALTRUNITE.com, is 9K to build up that program.
That's fantastic. You're doing a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Now you've got a family of your own too, right?
Absolutely. I have 3 boys, a wonderful husky dog, a wife and friends and family. So yeah, we have some good family support here.
How old are your boys?
So I have a 16, I have a 9, and I have a 2.
Oh man, you're busy. You're busy. Get the wide range there. Yes.
Yeah. Especially now with the wonderful outdoor hockey that's up here in upstate New York. So we're trying to get a lot of that going up here.
So your boys are playing hockey then too?
Yeah, they are. I mean, one of my 16-year-old, he's really getting into wrestling. But yeah, so my 9-year-old and my 2-year-old is about to start skating out here as well. I mean, we have pond hockey, we have lake hockey. We're about to go to Bear Mountain for a tournament. So I'm keeping it busy.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. I've done a few clinics at Bear Mountain, and that's a beautiful spot. It's an outdoor rink and beautiful views and everything while you're there. It's fantastic. Yeah,
it is. It really is. I mean, it's going to be our first time there for a nice outdoor tournament. It's going to be freezing, but you know what? It's hockey, so I think you might as well start them early and get them ready for that temperature.
Oh, totally. Yeah. When you're out there playing, you don't notice that. I mean, later on, you notice, like when I was a kid growing up in Canada, we were out in the pond all the time. And you don't notice, like we were out there for hours, right? And you don't notice until you're done that your feet are all frozen and everything. But when you're playing, it's a blast.
I mean, in the end, I think that's what childhood's all about, to experience these moments, to skate outdoors in a pond. I understand everything's with facility. But like you see these Canadian kids on social media and online skating like on huge lakes, on ponds. Not everyone has that opportunity. So we're going to try to have these little field trips with some of these programs. And in the wintertime, obviously, granted, all of this COVID stuff ends, try to get some of these kids from the boroughs upstate to New York to have an experience of skating on a pond or a lake. So that's something
when you do that, let me know it. I'd love to join in on it. That'd be a blast. I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to try to raise some funds to actually build an actual rink on an actual lake, So something that the Hockey Foundation has done. I mean, they built a rink on top of a Himalayan mountain and had NHLers play with some of these tribes. So they're getting hockey is spreading internationally. It's pretty big here in upstate New York, but just getting a lake in a pond is
right. Just getting out and playing pond hockey, and I understand. Parents love their kids and they want to get them coaching. And you have to have organization, all that kinds of stuff, and you want the kids to be safe and everything. But for me, and I was very fortunate playing with players like Phil Esposito and Wayne Gretzky. We always talked about how the most we learned about the game was probably when we were just out on the pond playing. You have 10 guys on one side, 10 on the other, and you got to figure it out. You got to work on your give and goes more, and in small spaces. It's just, and you're out there playing. You're not worried about making mistakes because it's not as much. There is no coaching. It's just playing the game. And again, the volunteer coaches that coach the kids are fantastic, and they deserve all the credit in the world. But I do think the kids need an opportunity to just get out on the ice and just skate and have fun. And again, it isn't just the fun part. They learn the game much better too by not always being coached, like making their own decisions out there on the ice and learn the game for themselves. So that's fantastic.
I mean, I absolutely agree with you. When a child is in a stress-free environment with their friends,
Yeah.
with their family members looking on, and they're just goofing around and playing the sport,
Yeah.
I believe that's when a child learns the most. Is when they're in an environment where they can just be themselves. So that's what we're trying to create for children.
And they get the passion for the game too, which is for me, for hockey, that you have to have a passion for the game. But what it also does, it's for life too, right? It's not shows kids that, you can't do it today, but that doesn't mean you won't be able to do it tomorrow, right? Just go out and work hard at it and enjoy what you're doing. And it'll happen with everything in life, whether it's school and jobs, whatever it is for the future too. So that's a great thing for kids. But so we talked about your background before. Where are you from? What's your nationality?
Well, I was born in St. Petersburg, Russia. I immigrated to this country 28 years ago, 8 years old. Yeah, I moved into Brooklyn, New York, Brighton Beach, over there where all the former Soviet Union
That's right.
families immigrated to.
Yeah.
And then most recently, about 8 years ago or so, I moved up here to upstate New York.
Good. What brought you up to upstate New York? Do you have a job up there or just want to get away a little bit?
Yeah, I took on a New York State Department of Health when quote unquote Obamacare launched up here. So I took on a job here for the New York State Department of Health. I've been in the healthcare industry for, I would say, 16 to 18 years. I now work for a private entity. I work with an organization that works with children with autism.
Oh, that's fantastic. You do a lot of great stuff. You're a good man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So again, if people want to help out in any way, what's the most needed thing? Do you need funds? I guess equipment, obviously, all sporting goods equipment. It isn't just limited to hockey.
I mean, monetary funds right now is probably on the edge. What we want to do, like I said, we wanted to facilitate monetary funds to be able to provide for families for registration cost fees. That's probably one of the, I mean, they go hand in hand, obviously, but the equipment, like I said, we took on a pretty decent. With this most recent donation that was made by the Hockey Foundation to Ultranite, we have officially become the largest distributor of secondhand sports equipment in the Northeast region. So our challenge here right now is going to be, so people think, okay, the challenge here is to take in this equipment. Yes, but the challenge also is getting the trucks and the vans and delivering it to families and these underprivileged communities and these rinks, right? So that takes funds. Even for gas. I mean, even the truck that we rented, the 26-foot truck, I mean, not cheap. So these are things that we will need to distribute this equipment, especially getting down to the Bronx, to Mark Messier's rink. But yeah, all aspects of anything that would intertwine with getting the right matters to these rinks and to these sports programs. Yeah, monetary funds.
People can be volunteering at times. Maybe somebody's got a rental store that they've got a big truck that they'll let you use, that kind of stuff. And if families are seeing this and they want to be able to access the equipment, do they contact you on the website as well?
Absolutely. So we did create a forum where an individual or family would be able to donate. But yes, there is an ask a question. They can write us a couple paragraphs. That we have some families that have been beginning to begun to reach out to us. We are trying to consult with some of our freight companies that will be able to donate their time and their trucks or vans for us to get up to it. But the main idea is just to get all the boroughs together and just donate. Like, we're not going to donate to one family. Obviously, say it's in Brooklyn or Queens, New York, or the Bronx. If one family contacts them, I mean, shipping also. If, for example, if it's a goalie, I mean, pads, chest protector, helmet, it's going to be expensive to ship. So we want to do it in a strategic way. So where it makes sense logistically.
That's fantastic. Really good stuff. And again, people that want to go, it's Ultranite, ALTRUNITE.com. That's the same website that we use. So I don't know if you heard of the tournament that we do in November. It's called for the Movember Foundation. Where guys grow out their mustache to benefit the suicide and cancer prevention programs for men. Right.
So so this foundation did wonderfully. So we teamed up with our friend Matt Capato there, and this past November we raised over $20,000, and we played, by the way, in your neck of the woods in Danbury, Connecticut. So we played pretty close. You
did not call me to come to that? What is that?
I honestly, I did not want. We had so much going on. I did not want to put you on the spot, but maybe for the sake of our fans now,
you better put me on that list.
I would like to put you on the spot if you are considering playing with us for 2021 in coming November.
That'd be a blast. I'd love to do that. That'd be great. Yeah, I love that stuff. Good.
That would be, yeah. Have you ever seen the movies Goon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the inspiration behind that book is Doug Smith. He's the guy that wrote the book and the movies, and he actually played with us. He was such a fantastic individual. Yeah, he's from Massachusetts. He's got that thick South Boston accent. He was just a fantastic individual to play with. We found out he was playing in the American Hockey League, and I think he scored like 1 goal in his career, but he was a fighter. So those movies are based on a real character. So
that's funny. You know, another guy great to get to that he's busy. He's out in Los Angeles. Bill Burr, the comedian. He's a huge hockey fan, and probably 4 or 5 years ago, he had done something with the Garden of Laughs of Madison Square Garden. So as a kind of reward for him, they gave him the ice at Madison Square Garden in the afternoon for a couple hours. So they brought myself and Brian Mullen in to play, and it was just a bunch of guys having fun. And Bill's not that great a skater. But he was having a blast. It was funny. So I ran him in the corner, knocked him on his rear end. And the guys were all like, "What are you doing?" But he loved it. You know, he was dying laughing because he wanted to be part of the whole thing. And he's a huge Jay Miller fan. I played with Jay Miller out in Los Angeles. So so I hooked him up with Jay and the Boston guys and everything. So he's a great guy. And again, he's busy. I'll ask him if he can come to that, but he loves doing that stuff. So he's
I know you give it to the guys pretty well. Why don't we just get a couple of guys and formulate our own team? I mean, we had 6 teams this year. We started from 4. We went up to 6. I mean, it's only going to get better. It's all for a good cause. Why don't we just formulate our team for November?
We'll definitely talk, but we got to figure that out. There's a bunch of guys who would love to play. Like we get some business guys there too, and we get some big heavy hitters there with lots of money. We'll get some money raised too. So
that would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Yeah.
Again, one more time, give us the website one more time so everybody's got it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's ALTRUNITE.com. Ultranite.
Right. Great cause too, guys. And if listen, it's whatever you can help with. If it's equipment, if it's just your time, if you've got a truck that they can use, whatever you've got. Don't feel like it's nothing. I can't really help that much. Anything you can do to help is fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, the most important thing is establishing the connection. So if you can establish a connection, we'll take it from there.
All right, good. All right, guys. Great to see you again, Talik. We're going to have you back again. We'll do it more often this time. You know, all the stuff going on. We'll try to do it every couple of weeks, get you on. All right, guys.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Take care, bud. Stay on here, and we'll have a little chat here, too.
Yes, sir.